Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this AutoCAD 2016 training course. And the topic for today will be drawing in 3D. So basically, we have a couple of different types of entities in 3D. And I can split this in three types of objects, which are the solids, the surfaces, and the meshes. So we are going to see them in these next couple of lessons. The idea in this particular lesson is to show you a couple of different topics around this 3D big theme. So the first one, it is to show you about the appearance that we may have inside this 3D environment. If you remember, so we have different workspaces, so I'm in 3D modeling. So the idea now, it is first we can work with views on the 2D. We were working only on the plan X, Y, and the Z was not seen. So now I'm rotating the environment in 3D. So I'm clicking on the shift, and in my middle mouse button I'm holding them and moving my mouse so I can move around. Besides this, I can change views. If I come to this area, I can switch views for any particular type of view I may want. So in here, then I can move around. Okay, this is one thing. The other thing is the appearance we may have for the 3D objects. If you click here, you have a couple different visual styles. Okay, the 2D wireframe, which is the default, will show you only lines. For example, if I want to create one very simple solid, which is a box, so to create a box, I will give a shape in 2D in your plan, and then I pull it up. So you have this kind of shape, but with 2D wireframe appearance, you do not see it fulfilled. So I will change to other types. Okay, you see, conceptual, realistic, whatever. I personally like to work with these shades of gray. So it's there is no one better than the other. They are just different. Okay. We can move around these things also in this area. So we can move it or click one of these guys here, or an edge, or a vertex, whatever it is. Okay, there are different ways to work with this area also. You have this symbol, this navigation wheel also, and we can do the pan. Okay, if you click in the area, so you will pan. You can do zoom in, zoom out. You can center. You can walk, look. You can orbit. You can make a lot of things in here. Okay. So these are different ways to move around this area. Besides, you have the pan here, which you have also in your middle mouse button. You have the zooms, you have the orbits. Okay, it's a question of practicing a little. Besides this primitive, this solid, you have others like the cylinder, the sphere. So these are very simple solids. So I don't think it's very important because they are very easy to build. Then you have the possibility also, we've seen about the grips in 2D, and the idea of the grips was when you click one object after creation, then you had these symbols, okay, that allow you to edit the solid. So the same happen in 3D. So if I click one of these symbols, so I can drag and I can change the shape, okay? And if I click in the corner, then two at once. So this is the possibility also to make the addition of the solid with the grips. We have another nice feature here, which is when we are moving around things, we can constrain motion with the Gizmo. So for example, if I want to move this solid in one axis, so if I click on the axis, then I can only move it on the X. Okay, so this is a nice way also to work with this Gizmo. For example, I can show you also how to rotate an object in 3D. So I have a couple of features here, and they are important for several things, but one of the most important things is the dynamic UCS. So it should be on, because a couple of functionalities we have in 3D are possible if you have this functionality, turn it on. So for example, to rotate this object, so I can choose my object and I can select a point, and then you see I can move around things. Okay, so I can have this possibility. Again, if I choose now this thing, okay, I can move this in different ways. I can use an object also to draw on top of it. So for example, if I want to draw one circle, you see, if I have this the dynamic UCS on, if I fly over this top surface, you see that the blue axe in my cursor will be pointed on a perpendicular way to the surface. Okay, you see? If I change now to this guy here, again and again, so it will recognize the perpendicular. So, and with the surface highlighted, if I click down, okay, if I repeat it here, so it will recognize where is the surface. I can create another circle here, so I can draw directly on a 3D object surface, so it will recognize. And then with this already on the surface, I have one very nice command that is called press and pull, that, for example, you see the solid is completely not changed, and the press and pull will recognize a closed area. So in here, if I pull it up, we'll add a solid. If I go down, it will make a hole. So this is a very nice feature, this press pull, but it will have two actions depending on what we are choosing. So it is very nice. Last but not least important, it's one functionality that we have. For example, let us create one move, and if I hold down my control key, it will recognize an element inside the solid, okay, and then I can move only that element. Okay, I'm not moving the complete solid. In this particular case, my element was only the hole, not the middle, so it moved only the hole. So this is a couple of nice features in 3D that you can use in many different examples, but will give you a very good idea, the first idea, how to handle this 3D environment and how to create and work basically with the most important type of object, which are the solids.